Not gonna say I tell.
Awesome. Welcome back. Here we are, episode 14, Helmets and Headbands. We got a great show lined up for you. We are just going to go right into NBA, and we're going to kick it off with the Player of the Week. That's normally how we started off. So, Jared, who do you have for us?
All right, so over the weekend, sort of the NBA playoffs are sort of dwindling down. Tonight, Game 7 of Wizards-Hawks. So I was kind of, or not Hawks, Wizards-Celtics.
Yep.
And so I was kind of waiting on that game to finish up so I picked, player I picked was from the Spurs and Warriors game. Crazy game.
Yeah.
I mean, down 25, it was just sort of a weird, especially in Oracle. The crowd was kind of stunned. Everybody was kind of like, wow, this is not how we thought things would go.
Quiet.
And then right when the second half comes out, I mean, Steph Curry, I mean, he just does what Steph has been doing, the last 3-4 seasons. And I think with the addition of Durant, I think sort of what Steph does is sort of being overlooked as just being part of the team. And he's part of this super team. So I think a lot of what he does sort of goes muted because everyone's through, well, this is what Durant did, and this is how Draymond does, and Clay shot this and that. But, I mean, Steph, coming into game 1 of the series, it's a huge victory for them. I mean, Spurs lost Kawhi, but, Steph comes in with 40 points and shooting at 53%, almost 54%. So he's efficient. He's hitting his shots. He hit big shots down the stretch. So I think just as the series prolongs, it's just the way this 6'3".
6'3",
and that's probably
7 rebounds.
He's sneaky when it comes to getting in the lane and just being all over the floor. And when he's feeling it, he's one of the most dominant players because of his range. Yeah. He even gets in the lane and can be sneaky with his layups and the way he facilitates down in the lane and stuff too. But yeah, I think Durant also had a great game too. I kind of juggled them around on which one I wanted to choose, but I just liked the confidence at which Steph was shooting. Like I said, I know Kawhi ended up leaving the game in the second half with that.
And if you were to look at straight stat line, clearly Durant had filled the stat sheet a little bit more. But if you watch the game and you saw Curry's impact, he's the one that basically sparked.
That's what I mean. That when he hits a couple of threes like that, then
the back to Kawhi's ankle, he rolled his ankle 3 times.
It's weird.
The game before this last one, he rolled it once, and then literally in this game, he rolled it within a minute.
It's crazy. And what's weird is he's such a silent and strong guy. It's weird to see him fall down and basically screaming. Has to come out when just so annoying.
And I heard an argument today on ESPN radio where clearly the Warriors are the team to beat. So why not sit Kawhi game 1 at Oracle? Because you know you're going to have to win one there anyway. So why not let Kawhi's ankle get to where it needs to be instead of forcing him to go out there on a knee or on an ankle that's, we don't know how bad it is. It looks pretty bad. The way that he's coming out, and he doesn't look. He looks like he's in pain. He can't even hardly walk when he gets off the court. So I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to see how that injury progresses. But even with Kawhi, I just feel like the Warriors, like I've said since day one, they just have so much firepower when it comes to scoring and defense. The versatility of Draymond Green and Durant's just stepped up his game on the defensive end of the floor this year too, which is just been really fun to see. But yeah, so as a whole for this series, how do you see it going now that Kawhi, it's sort of questionable ankle injury and just the way that the Warriors just came back hard in that second half.
Even if Kawhi comes back, I don't think he's going to be 100%, and
it doesn't seem that way.
It's going to be that way for the rest of the playoffs, no matter how long it lasts for them. So I don't even think, I just don't even. If he's out, there's no way that they might win one and just get lucky, but. It's hard to even see him winning one with Kawhi being gone.
And that's when
Tony Parker being out.
Right. In our last episode, I think we did predictions for this series, and I know the ability everyone talks about Pop, how he's this coach and he's always as well. The Spurs are as well coached as any team has ever been.
Yeah.
He always has them ready. The Spurs mentality is always. Just seems like it's above everyone else's, but I think it's a large task for them now with the questionable ankle that Kawhi's running on, and his ability, the Spurs go with the way he plays because he's guarding the other team's best player and he's their best offensive option. Yeah. So he is the number one on both sides of the floor, and with a bum ankle and an ankle that is clearly not right. If he's still twisting it, he just doesn't have his legs under him. And I know Kawhi is as big a competitor as anyone, and it sucks to see him not being able to really give everything he's got because of a lingering injury like that. You know.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say I don't know what I said last week, but now with him out, I'm just gonna give the Spurs the benefit of the doubt just because at home maybe with coaching and. Role players might show up big at home, and LaMarcus might have a big game along with Kyle.
Ginobili went weird and blocked that Harden shot, which we will talk about.
But. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little while. But
no, I think
Andre Iguodala's out now. They MRI.
Oh, I did hear about that too.
He's out, but I mean, right after Kawhi went out, they went on a 17-0 run, like instantly.
I mean, that just shows the impact that Kawhi has.
It's the number one offense and the number one defense in the West going at it. And, I mean, Kawhi is a big part of the Spurs' defense and them being number one.
Right, so, exactly.
I mean, you know that they play team ball well, and their defense is still going to be pretty good and sound. But
they're still going to be in the right places. They just don't have the athletic
ability. It's hard
ability.
to see them having the firepower now to even stand. I mean, they only lost by 2 even after
That's the thing. They even stood in there. They had a chance down the stretch to win the game back, even without Kawhi in there.
The Spurs are like the Patriots in that way. Like you never count them out.
Yeah, right. You can never. You really can't.
Enough coaching. You're like,
I mean, he's built that team to where each guy feels accountable for what they have to do on the floor, and they know that even their best players out there, they still know they're all accountable for what they need to do in their position. Guys step up. Patty Mills, Jonathan Simmons. Like you said, LaMarcus Aldridge played better once Kawhi got out. He had more of the offensive load. So I think it'll be a sweep. I really do. But there is that part of me that thinks the Spurs can take a weird game at home. Yeah. Or even away. The Spurs are just, you can, like Keith said, you can never really, really count them out. You're never 100% like, no way, Spurs have no chance, because they are the Spurs. And they've proved that they can do more with less talent. Yeah. So it seems.
That's true. Keith, what's your predictions on?
With everything that's happened in the recent Kawhi, I'm gonna probably say Golden State, but I still don't think it's gonna be easy. Mm-hmm. I think they'll at least put up a fight.
Yeah, I totally agree. But in my head, just thinks like, I just don't think Steph. I just think of Steph, Durant, Clay, Draymond. I just see those 4, and it's just like, it's just going to be really, really hard for the Spurs to keep up with them.
Yeah, it is, especially over the.
Just goes to show you how valuable Kawhi is, though.
It is. Yeah, exactly. Once he goes, then you're like, ooh, like I don't know where they go, because on offense, like you said, now that look like they're going to have to go lean heavy on LaMarcus for the offensive end, and he's going to be on Draymond, and Zaza's been sort of that gritty guy who just will do supposedly dirty stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard a couple people today say he has history of being a dirty player, and I just don't really remember people talking about him or being in the news a lot that much.
I mean, because he's never been like that, like a really popular player. You know what I mean? So he's pretty much a role player, but I mean, he's working out well for the Golden State. Yeah. They don't really need him to do a whole lot except for kind of play tough defense, in which he seems to do pretty well, I guess. Yeah. You know, from what they have surrounding them. But
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, tonight we get the thing that everybody loves in any playoff is a Game 7.
Yep.
Wizards Celtics, Game 7 in Boston.
7 o'clock.
It's the thing about this series that is interesting is no team has lost at home.
Nope.
So
through this whole playoff,
if you're going that route and you go the way of statistics, then clearly the Celtics should win this game.
Yeah.
I mean, they've looked like they're in a good position at home. I mean, Isaiah's still playing well. But that asterisk, that just one thing is the ability of John Wall. Yeah. I mean, you could see the last game hits the game winner to save their season.
Yep.
So, I mean, if
it goes to show his growth.
Exactly. He's got the clutch. He does. He has it.
He can finish people off, and he will, apparently.
Yeah, so. I mean, he's proved it again. Yep. And I mean, he's taking the load.
Bradley Beal had a better game that night. His stat line was better. Somebody tweeted out,
people are forgetting.
John Wall tweeted out, this was the real stat line or whatever, something like that. And it's just, when both of them are going, it's hard. And granted, the Celtics do have a lot of role players, but
and they're very well coached.
They're very well coached, but it's easy to see when you have two players like Beal and Wall get going, how you can still lose to them.
Yeah. Because the biggest trouble the Celtics have had all season is the rebounding thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Wizards do have the edge in that sort of sense, but I don't know. I just think that whole home and away thing, and the Celtics have one of the best home court advantages in the NBA. It's going to be a Game 7. That place is going to be insane.
I know.
And I feel like during those big moments, I just feel like Isaiah those are the moments he really he really goes for it. And just as much as we say that John Wall is a clutch player, Isaiah is arguably I believe he led the NBA in fourth quarter scoring this year.
Yep, he did.
So when the game gets down to the point in this series, if this game gets down close to the end of the game, still maybe a 1 or 2 shot game, I still do give the edge to Isaiah over John Wall in that clutch, because John Wall's not necessarily a jump shooter, 3-point shooter.
No.
He's more of a drive and create type of player. He uses athleticism to get to the rim and to pass, and uses his speed and stuff. So Isaiah's more of the three shooter, the sharp shooter. He's had a little bit of tough time. I saw a little clip on SportsCenter of him getting to the rim in the last few games. He just hasn't had the touch. Nope. He's missing sort of close.
Yeah, I've noticed.
You know what I mean? He's missing those easy Isaiah layups that he should be making.
You saw him make them throughout the course of the entire season.
Yep. Easy,
and
too.
It's just normal him moving in, transitioning the ball to another side of his body and throwing it up.
Now they're not falling. So, I don't know. If I had to bet money on it, I think the home court advantage is huge in this series, obviously, because the away team hasn't won yet. But then again, there is still that sliver of if John Wall and Bradley Beal are just ticking like they did,
and only Isaiah Thomas shows up and no one else for the Celtics, there's going to be a big issue.
Avery Bradley's been huge for the Celtics,
especially at home.
And
so it's gonna be an awesome game.
It is going to be great. I do hope it comes down to sort of a fourth quarter battle.
Oh yeah, if it's a blowout, I'm going to be bummed if I have to turn it off early.
Yeah, I could see it going both ways. I could see the
shenanigans.
I could say I only see it going 2 ways. Celtics win pretty comfortably going to the fourth quarter by 15-20, and they boil it down to maybe 10 and still really can't get there.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be like the last game where it's the last minute shot. Yeah.
Potentially. Yeah. I would love an overtime.
That would be great. Seeing the top level players on top teams in an overtime in a sudden death game is just that's what watching sports and analyzing sports is really all about. It's Game 7s, those clutch moments when everyone in the stadium's taking a collective breath.
Isaiah said it after the game. He's like, "That's where legends are born."
It's true. It's 100%. Those are the moments that when you look back on someone's career, those are the ones that stick out to you. Are Game 7s and game-winning shots in big playoff series. So I think this has the potential to be a really good game.
Oh yeah,
I hope it's a good game. But then there is part of me that thinks because of the home court advantage, because of that crowd is going to be rocking.
Yeah.
That Boston crowd is going to be. It's going to be insane.
I know.
That environment's going to be awesome. So,
with this game concluding, the Cavs, who've been on hiatus for a while now, who would you say is a better matchup for him for the conference finals? Like, do you think it even really matters? And should if you're in their position, like, who do you think LeBron wants? Do you think he even cares? Do you think?
No, I think LeBron and the Cavs both, as an organization and as LeBron himself, I think they know they're better than every team in the East. They do.
I don't think they care.
But I think there is part of Boston who has sort of Marcus Smart and Avery Bradley, who are like defensive-minded guys. I think they match up better to give the Cavs a little bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Just because of like that, exactly. Just their defense. They have some good defensive guys.
The last time they met, the Cavs blew them out of the water. That's a 1-game set in the middle of like towards the end of the season. That's not a 7-game stretch where you're seeing them back to back to back. Where Brad Stevens is going to be making correct adjustments and really.
That's what's different about a playoff series is the chess game that the coaches are having behind the scenes. So I don't know. I just think
people overlook that a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those adjustments that you make. They can impact series big time. They can swing an entire. I mean, look at the way just because Draymond Green was suspended 1 game, how that switched last year's finals. Yeah, and then the Cavs just came back hard. They got
swung a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know. I think either team that gets there in the Eastern Conference Finals, I mean, they have a juggernaut in the Cavs to get by. Mm-hmm. I don't think the Cavs are even thinking. I don't think they care who they get. I think they know they're the better team. I think they genuinely think they're as good, if not better, than the Warriors do. I just think with LeBron as the leader there, I mean, I think his sentiment really gets through the locker room that, hey, we're playing with one of the best players who's ever played this game. So if anybody can do it, we'll do it. We did it last year. Granted, they have Kevin Durant now, but I think
still do it again.
I know. I think they truly believe that.
With him playing in like joy mode,
I
guess
I have seen.
It makes it seem like he's
so comfortable.
He's so comfortable, and it's making it almost more scary.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Oh, 100%.
You want him to be a little uncomfortable, and he doesn't look uncomfortable.
He's the most confident he's ever been in his entire career.
Yeah.
From what it looks like on the way he's playing on the court, the way he's having fun, like we said in last week's episode, he has his nerves. That weight is lifted off his shoulders. Everyone loves talking about the whole Jordan versus LeBron debate now. So, I mean, he's right up there. He's always said he's chasing a ghost in Michael, but now it doesn't feel. It feels like he knows he's up there.
Yeah, it feels like he doesn't really care anymore.
Yeah,
and deep down he might, but it seems like it doesn't really bother him.
He's proved it to himself, and I think he's proved it to everybody who actually watches basketball and knows basketball. I mean, he's proved it to people that he's up there. He's right up there. You know, he doesn't necessarily have the never lost in a finals thing, which will never be. I mean, you can't. Yeah, that's so hard to argue against. Yeah, it really is. The fact that back-to-back three-peats and you just don't lose in the finals,
but then you leave.
And then you you three-peat again.
When you look at everything statistically, when they line each other up, other than the 6 rings and the Defensive Player Awards, LeBron has invested in like everything. Yeah, like the only thing Jordan fans now basically have to cling on to is 6, didn't lost 6. I mean,
it is true.
Other than that, hey, Jordan ain't the greatest.
That's one of those things where you're
6. Go Russell. 11.
It's one of those things that's never.
Robert Horry. 7.
It's a stupid argument. Honestly, I hate the argument. I really do because
I think you could put them 1 and 2 interchange. Like you probably really could interchange them. But I mean, just the myth behind Jordan propels
the whole Nike thing, the shoe deal, everything that went along with it.
Like big moments.
The clutch gene. I mean, it's Michael's more clutch than LeBron is or was.
And the thing is, you've seen LeBron
clutch doesn't necessarily matter.
How does clutch not matter?
How is LeBron not clutch? Answer me that.
Because
he's the only team to come back from a 3-1 deficit in the finals. No one has ever done that. He propelled that. How is that not clutch? Back-to-back, like 3 games in a row, like 40, basically triple doubles to carry his team to a title.
I'm saying,
and that's not clutch. That's not enough for you.
But he
might not make that fucking.
He's been known to shrink in that. Yeah, he's been
once known to dish in the 2011 finals against the Mavs. Other than that, when has he shrunk?
I'm just saying.
Other than that one,
if it's not for Kyrie Irving and if it's not for Chris Bosh tip out, then what are those two? Those two titles are in question.
Does he have 3 or does he not?
He does, but he doesn't have the like.
Jordan wouldn't have a couple if Kerr wouldn't have hit some shots.
Yeah, that's what it's such a hard argument to have. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm for Jordan or against LeBron. I think it's literally 1A. It's 1A.
You can't say he's not clutch.
I don't think he's as. I don't really.
He's
think
not as clutch as Jordan, but you can't say he's not clutch.
I think he's not clutch.
How is he not? When he came back
I'm
from
saying
3-1 last year. How is that not clutch?
I'm not saying like as a whole. I'm saying when it comes down to it, and you need one guy to hit a shot. LeBron has been known, and it's proven that he gives off the ball.
Yeah,
he doesn't
he
want
also
to take
says,
that last shot.
I'm gonna make the best basketball play I can.
I would say that too. Yeah. If I didn't feel, because I don't feel like because if he misses that shot, he gets crushed.
He gets crushed for anything he does. You think he still cares about that?
I think
he gets crushed for anything.
I just don't think
the only time he wasn't
is
clutch
confident
was
enough
Mavs.
to hit the last second shot. I don't think he's
once in 2011. Other than that, he was down 3-2 against the Celtics. Dropped 45, 15 rebounds, carried him to Game 7. There's going on to another finals. There's clutch.
Yeah.
Following year, more clutch. Yeah, Ray Allen saved Game 6, but Game 7, all LeBron. Put away that series in Game 7. Clutch.
I didn't mean like I'm talking about like the allure with Jordan was the fact that in the last 15 seconds he wants the ball. He's like, get out of my way. I'm gonna win this game.
LeBron wants the ball too, but he might not take the shot, and that's just his play type.
That's where our argument is. But I just don't.
He's still a clutch player.
I think what Jared's trying to
say is
that Michael was willing to live or die.
Exactly, by his own.
I'm putting this.
He's like, I want to be the one.
Yeah.
And I thought I don't.
I'm not saying I'm not. I mean, I don't. I can't argue.
To say he's not clutch is crazy.
It's the whole.
He's not as clutch as Jordan, and he's not the same type of clutch.
That's what.
But
that's
to
what I'm
say
saying.
he's not
so
clutch. You straight up said he's not clutch.
I don't think he's that clutch.
He's not clutch at all.
I think it's a different type. I just think he's a he's a dominant player, so he has dominant moments. But in times, in big times, he shrinks and decides to defer to other players.
He shrank once in one finals that you're clinging on to in 2011.
And
Since then, no shrinkage. Michael Jordan also got knocked out of the playoffs the first round like 8 years in a row before he even made it past that. That was pretty clutch. So the draft.
You guys feel better?
The draft's coming out.
Sure.
I don't really know anything about it. I know it's Thursday. I don't really follow college too much. Peskin has been trying for a few years now to get me to follow college a lot more.
It's just there's so many
teams
and there's
so much.
It's a lot. But I mean, this year
just can't do it.
Honestly, all you need to know every year is the top guys,
3 or 4 prospects. Yeah, because those are the only guys that ever really pan out. And like obviously this year, everyone's talking about Lonzo Ball. He's the guy. Even though most people don't think he's going to go 1, it's most likely going to be Markelle Fultz from Washington because he's more of a. He averaged like almost 25 points a game. In college is ridiculous.
That's high for college.
In college, that's what I'm saying. He's more of the all-around like scorer, big NBA body type guy. But I mean, I think Lonzo is going to be a great NBA player. I think his basketball IQ. He's around 6'6", 6'7" as a point guard. That's huge. His ability to pass the ball. I mean, he's going to be a guy that he can come in. I think he can play as a rookie and be good because of his basketball IQ. I think it's through the roof. I mean, his shot's been in question. His weird release.
Yeah.
So like, if an NBA defender gets on him, how he's going to sort of work his way around that. Yeah, like a long arm guy like that. But that's the thing. If he doesn't turn into a guy that's a heavy scorer, it doesn't matter because I think his ability to pass
he's going to be a Jason Kidd.
In transition, he is going to be. I mean, if you saw any of his college games, in transition, he makes all inspiring passes. This dude, he can like the no look. You can just tell he's so comfortable on a basketball court. He's comfortable with the ball in his hands, and he knows the ability to get people going. So I think. I mean, it's been said. Obviously, his dad wants him to go to LA and be the next big player in LA. I think the expectations for Lonzo.
Pretty vocal about
yeah, I mean, I don't even want to talk about him
I know
because that's just all he wants people to do. So, but no, I think of it as a player. I think Lonzo's going to be a good player. Like I said, I think he can make an impact on a team right away. But some of the other names that I think are worth talking about, Josh Jackson from Kansas. If you watched any of March Madness, I mean, Josh Jackson, you could just tell he was leaps and bounds. Like he's another guy who he's going to come into an NBA roster. And he's not necessarily the best, like, pure shooter, but he's long. He's athletic. Again, in transition, he's quick. He's got long arms, long limbs. He's going to need to gain. He's got the Kevin Durant effect where he looks a little bit skinnier. He needs to sort of grow into his NBA body. But I think if Lonzo sort of not sputters out, I think Josh Jackson can be a great wing player. I mean, if he gets an ability to hit a consistent jumper and a three, I think he can be great as well. And Darren Fox out of Kentucky. Kentucky bumped UCLA from the NCAA tournament, and Darren Fox was a huge reason why. I mean, everybody was waiting to see Lonzo. They wanted to see Lonzo on the big stage against a big team, and he ran into Darren Fox, who was a defensive specialist, who locked him down. Lonzo had a terrible game. He really did. He had several turnovers, and I think
that was one thing people talked about after that was with how much hype was behind him and his father.
He actually ran into a great defender, and a defender who's going to be a great defender in the NBA because you can just tell.
And what's going to happen when he runs into an NBA defender, like somebody like Patrick Beverley,
a gritty guy like another a guy like that who's going to be physical with you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'll be. I always love watching the draft. Any draft is always fun to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch.
But
I think the lottery's tonight. I think they do the lottery picking tonight. Maybe that's tomorrow.
The old ping pong balls.
Yeah. I think it's tonight or tomorrow for sure.
That's right.
On the lottery.
Yeah,
that's how the Bulls got D Rose. So yeah, crazy stuff can happen.
D Rose, man, dude, isn't it crazy during his height? Like him and Joakim Noah were like, Joakim Noah was in the talks for MVP too back in those
Defensive
days.
Player of the Year.
Yeah.
I mean,
they were great.
That team was awesome. I mean, I saw.
They had a good group. They had a good group there.
Oh, it's always like a could have been, should have been thing.
What coulda, shoulda, woulda. Yeah, that's like for Charles.
But yeah, now Joakim and Derek are in the Knicks situation where the Knicks are a dumpster fire.
Like, they really are, dude. I just said that a lot, and it's true. It is. They straight up are, and they just keep pouring.
It's just just weird how Phil Jackson is like. He's using like weird like mental like warfare against his own players.
He's trying to break down Carmelo Anthony to get him to just be like, trade me.
But even the organization wants everybody in New York wants Melo except for Phil, and Phil's being vocal about it. And it's
Carmelo doesn't want to play the triangle, but the whole team doesn't want to play the triangle.
Yeah.
He just knows if he gets rid of Carmelo, he can basically force his hand and make the triangle go with Porzingis being the center.
I mean, which
wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, I see what Phil is trying to accomplish, but he's going about it the wrong way.
He's going about
by blasting a star player in the media, like consistently.
Who's owed
it's
like
not like he's just.
Million.
It's not like he's just
a stripper pregnant.
Yeah, exactly. And he's attacked his personal life, and I'm just like, as there's part of me who like, okay, I see, like I just said, I think I see what Phil's trying to do, and I think it's the right thing, but I think he's going about it the wrong way. I do think Melo needs to leave. His career's just gonna fizzle out.
Yeah.
There's gonna be all this drama around the Knicks constantly. He can be the second or third best player on a championship team. He doesn't need to really defend all that much. He can just sit out there and do all he wants to do.
Yeah.
That's why he's so good on the U.S. national team, is because he just sits on the edge and just drains threes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't need to do anything else. So I think he can come in and play 28 minutes a night, 30 minutes a night for a championship-level team, hitting threes. Mm-hmm. And I think as long as his ego can take a back seat and not be the number one guy, because clearly he's not anymore. He really isn't. I mean, he's a great player, and he's a good scorer, but he's not going to play defense. He's getting older. I mean, you can see he doesn't have the most like muscular body. He's never had that body.
He's a little flabby.
Yeah. But you have something, Log?
Bring up what we were talking about earlier with Melo.
Melo to the Clippers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, how? Okay, so yeah,
if that would be a good fit.
Yeah, so yeah, some people have.
Cool.
Well, some people have
Shout out to Sam Hammer.
So yeah, some people think that
that's his idea.
Yeah. That's the piece that can really put the Clippers over the edge. But then again,
you would lose Blake Griffin, right? You would have to let.
Blake you would not be able to pay all those guys
unless they would all be willing to take a pay cut, like
which. I think Melo's going to need to take a pay cut regardless.
But he has his contract.
Oh yeah, he has a great contract for.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, how would that work?
I don't know, but I mean, I don't think Melo's the answer for the Clippers. I think the Clippers have an internal issue. I think Doc. I think him being the coach and the GM doesn't work. He's
handling too much.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to. Like, why are you trying to coach the team? You don't have somebody else worry about all that other stuff.
You say it doesn't work, and then you look at Popovich, who does the same thing. But obviously,
it's just for certain
Popovich
people.
has that mentality. Van Gundy up in Detroit does it. He's had some sort, not really crazy success, but
I mean, the Reggie Jackson contract.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson was very weird.
But I mean, getting Tobias Harris, that's a good piece.
Yeah.
Keeping Andre, I think trading away Greg
Monroe
is pretty good. Yeah, Tobias Harris is a great NBA player.
Yeah.
But no, I think Melo will fit. I don't think he fits in LA. I know he's like a big market guy. That's what he's kind of been all about. Is like
people talk about going to the Heat, but I don't want to.
I mean, I think like I said, I think a lot of it is going to be whether or not he is going to be able to take a backseat mentally and say, okay, I'm probably not a max deal guy. I'm probably not going to be the number one guy, but he can win. He will win a title if he just wants to. Yeah. If he's willing to take a shot to his ego, I think he can fit on the right team. Like I said, he's just going to be a scorer, and I think a lot of teams can use a scorer. But I think his time up in in New York, just with all the weird Phil Jackson stuff, I think they just need to kind of let it go.
Yeah, he needs to get out of there. Let's get to the Harden situation. We said we were going to talk about it later. It's really weird. I don't really understand what happened. His last game, he went 2 for 11, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He completely faded in the 2012 finals against the Heat. He kind of didn't really show up there.
He was not the same player.
No, but you would think he would have evolved.
Yeah, exactly.
And clearly he didn't evolve from that point. I don't know what it was. It was weird. It didn't even.
It was.
He wasn't even playing
one of the weirdest.
Game.
It was one of the weirdest. Watching I've never seen a great. You see great players struggle sometimes.
The game before he had 33, 10.
He didn't take a shot till the middle of the second quarter.
Yeah.
It's James Harden.
It's it was weird.
I want something to come out to explain this. An injury. Some weird scandal or something, because
there's something offhand about he was getting over a cold, but it was it was so weird.
Getting over a cold the night 2 days before he dropped 33 points. He had a triple-double a couple days ago.
It's just just to see how quickly he came from being dominant to just in the most important game of the season.
Literally,
arguably my MVP of the regular season. I've always said I would have picked Harden, and then that makes me second guess it. Where were you? What are you doing? Where are you mentally? Is it something physical? Is it something mental? A lot of people in the sports in the NBA world were just kind of confused.
Everyone still is confused.
Nobody just killed him.
Oh my gosh!
After that block, he was just okay.
He just didn't seem like he wanted to play. He didn't come out with any fire. He didn't really, like you said, he only took 11 shots and he made 2 of them.
Remember I kept mentioning that game to you? The second to last game, he all he did was keep passing. It was that Ginobili game.
Yeah, he just kept deferring.
Off, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Seemed weird. It just seemed off. Yep. And I hate to quote Stephen A. Smith, but I just thought it was ridiculous what he said.
No,
he said right after the game was over,
someone needs to inspect.
He had 4 or 5 Hall of Famers text him and say James Harden threw the game, or somebody something
about point shaving.
Somebody drugged him, or someone put something in his water bottle.
I heard some
and
voice saying,
okay, that's ridiculous to say, but that just shows how weird that game was to where people are going as far as to say that he was drugged. To
protect him.
Right. So if
that's LeBron, nobody lets him live that down, just like the finals from a few years ago. They're literally trying to investigate if somebody drugged him because they want to protect the little baby.
Those are the Russians, obviously.
My lord.
It was weird. It was such a weird game. My grandpa's a big sports fan too, and I talk to him every morning about what happened the next day and crazy things. And the first thing he said to me was, "What happened to Harden?"
Really?
And I didn't have an answer. I was like, you know what? I have no clue. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
True, though.
And I just, like I said, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was weird. It's very, very weird to see a high-level athlete like that.
I'm pretty
shrivel so far. So far. He didn't even shoot.
I wish he was more upset, too, about it.
Yeah.
He didn't
at least Russell Westbrook, if he's shooting 2 for 11, he's going to keep shooting. And, sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But at least you don't just completely give up like Harden did. And it was pretty clear. He's sitting on the bench with D'Antoni. They're just kind of shrugging their shoulders. They don't even.
And they're using this as a rest thing. Right here, 7 hours ago, the Big Lead posted a thing saying, more proof players need to rest during the regular season because of James Harden.
Because of
performance in that game.
That just doesn't make any sense.
Look at LeBron. He's 6 years older than that guy. And he's... Get out of here.
Played way more minutes. But, yeah, I don't think it's a rest thing. I think it's... I don't know if
I think we both picked Harden for our MVPs.
Yeah.
And we're both... All of us are everyone across sports world, honestly.
It just shows after these playoffs in the way... I hate that the MVP is getting announced at the end of June.
Yeah,
it's just gonna feel weird to give the MVP to someone who...
I feel like
someone who either got destroyed or someone who just completely fell off.
Dude,
because it's going to be Westbrook or
why is it so delayed? Votes were due a while ago. I don't understand.
The reason why it's delayed is because now they're branding it in an award show so they can sell advertising. But it's a huge award show. It's got all the awards: Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, first team, second team.
Well, they need to do. Well, this should be
some money making
a thinking year for you guys, and next year you should do all this right at the end of the season, regular season.
Because that's when it means the most.
Yeah, I don't now. It pisses me off because it's I'm deep into playoffs. LeBron needs it, and you're going to give it to some guy who's garbage.
It just proves that LeBron is always the MVP. It just proves it even more because he's waltzing through these playoffs.
Yeah,
you almost feel like they should just do an MVP at the end, just whoever is in the championship game, and just be like, okay, then.
That's the that's
the overall.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know how else it's kind of
weird. It is
weird. It's so late.
Well, it's a regular season
award,
MVP award.
So why not? I just hate the fact that granted, it's already been voted on, but it's gonna feel weird.
Yep.
With LeBron sitting, LeBron's getting
the votes around.
LeBron's gonna be sitting in the crowd, or with or without a ring, but he's gonna be in his 7th or 8th straight NBA Finals or whatever it is. And he's going to be sitting there as clearly the best player in the NBA, and they're going to give it to James Harden, who shot 2 for 11 in the most important game of the season.
Yeah,
just weird. The whole MVP thing and the whole thing about him voting early and then not doing it 2 months later is just insane to me.
Yeah.
Log, you have a comment?
I just want to say that yes, Harden sucked that game, but it wasn't only on him. The Rockets only made 9 field goals.
Yeah.
Since they added the shot clock, that is the worst ever in a regular season postseason game.
That's
9 field goals. That's the worst.
I've heard D'Antoni is to be blamed.
The team wasn't helping him very much, but yes, Harden sucked that.
It just looked weird.
That's also this form of offense, though. You live by the 3, you die by the 3.
And it's worked all the way up until the last game.
Yeah, literally.
So it's just weird.
That was bothering me the other day, though, when we were watching. Was it? I think it was a Rockets game when I was like... It was how many straight? No joke. It was 10 straight.
Yeah, that's all they did.
Yeah. No joke. Back and forth.
Back and forth. Each team, that's all they did was shot. Yep. And that's what it's evolving into.
That is what it's evolving into. But... Yeah. That basically does it for our NBA section. We're going to go to commercial break, come back. We do have a little June 19th. We have 5-time women's world champion Juliana Corbett. She's sponsored by Innova Champion Discs. She's going to be on with us for an interview that evening. Super pumped about that. That'll be awesome. And we're going to come back, cover some disc golf tournaments that happened over the weekend, mention some upcoming ones. Got Discing with Lip towards the end of that, and then we got a great gaming segment lined up, talk about some Overwatch and some Madden and whatnot. So stay tuned. We will be right back shortly. We are brought to you by Iron Line Disc Golf Supply. They are located off of 16th Street in Moline, Illinois. Be sure to stop in and check out their selection. They got any type of plastic you want. If not, they can find it for you. They got good customer service. If you have never disced before and you are interested in it, they will point you in the right direction of beginner items and can get you rolling on your way.
Seriously.
So thank you.
All right, welcome back. Little bit of a break there, and then we like to go straight into our disc golf portion of the show here. And there was a few tournaments over the weekend that we're going to kind of cover here. First and foremost, the Disc Golf World Tour stop overseas in the Czech Republic over the weekend.
Yeah.
Amateur World Doubles Championships. Kind of an interesting that disc golf is so universal to where they're having in the Czech Republic. That just blows my mind.
Yeah. Well, I would say it's bigger over in Europe, and it's more professional. It's viewed more as golf. If you look up these European tour stops and the tournament coverage, dude, the courses are magnificent. Like, everything is so, like, the ending stand is the European Open, I believe. Like, it's just like PGA Tour, the big board. Like, they do it big over in Europe. And I am going to butcher it. Konopsky Open. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. Over in the Czech Republic. Paul Macbeth shot a 52 his second round. And
tournament?
I think it's the only one that's titled Canuka
Probably got a C and a Z at the same.
So he shot, it was a 1073 rated round, and he took the lead that day. And going into the last day, it was Wysocki's turn to take over. And he ended up shooting a 55, brought the lead. There are two big putts, the back nine when the video comes up. I've only heard about it, haven't been able to watch it yet. But he sealed the deal with a couple clutch putts. And Wysocki, you know his putting and how deadly he is.
Absolutely.
I mean, he stole it right from Macbeth.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, just the consistency of what Wysocki's been able to do is, in any sport, consistency, being great and being able to do it week in and week out is one of the main criteria to being all-time great, is being able to do it consistently.
Over and over.
It's just, he's been doing it. Like, and it seems like Macbeth's been playing second fiddle to him.
I know.
For a while now.
And for a while, it was him second fiddle to Macbeth. And Macbeth was on such a tear for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, he was the
now
biggest name in disc golf. Yeah.
It makes me wonder if Macbeth is ever going to is he going to win another world title? Because he won 4 in a row. So you got to the point to where it's like, okay, he's just going to keep winning.
Right.
And now with how much Wysocki has improved,
the field around him
Eagle
just keeps
McMahon,
that's what I mean.
Coming up,
the field around him just keeps getting better.
It's going to be
his window is shrinking.
It's shrinking.
It is.
Shrinking,
it really
just like LeBron. It's shrinking away. And it's cool though that he's like right around our age, and we got to witness. Like, people talk about Macbeth the same as like LeBron Jordan,
greatest ever
with Macbeth and Ken Climo. Is he better?
Different.
Different eras, different everything.
Yeah.
So it's like some people consider Macbeth the greatest of all time, and if you consider him that, or even, it's a debate. So he's one of the top 2 or 3 ever. So it's like,
but with how young he is now, doesn't he still has a lot
he can still
look forward to.
That's what I'm saying. He can still have more titles. He is still, he is only 26 or 27 years old. So, you're going to see Macbeth on the top of the leaderboards for at least another 5, 10 years probably. But yeah, Ricky ended up taking first. He took home $3,000. Macbeth came in second. Wysocki shot a 37 under. Macbeth with a 35 under. Nate Sexton and Simon Lizotte ended up they tied for third.
And it always seems
Seppu Paju
the disparity between 1 and 2, especially Wysocki and Macbeth, is always 1 or 2 or 3 strokes. Yep. It's always a putt, a 15-footer that needs to go down, and it seems like Wysocki's the one who's just drilling.
Yep,
he's just drilling everything.
That is 100% true. And on the women's side, there was only 10 women at the event, but Vanessa Van Dyken, she is U.S., so 2 USA players won this World Tour stop. So that's cool. She was quoted before saying she just wanted to do as best as she could.
And she won.
She won.
That's a good mindset to have.
She ended up
play within yourself.
It was a tie.
Yeah,
2-11, 2-11. They ended up doing a throw-out playoff. She ended up taking it. Third was 13 over. But, yeah, it was awesome that she ended up getting that win for U.S. and herself. You mentioned the Amateur World Doubles.
Mm-hmm.
It happened in Mount Vernon, Texas. It was presented by Innova Discs. Ricky Ovate and Adam Case took first and won by just a stroke over a couple other people. I didn't really look at it too in-depthly, but a lot of the top women didn't go for this World Tour stop over in Europe. I'm not sure why. I haven't really looked into it. But the women that didn't go there ended up going to the Daisy Chains Women Disc Golf Tournament. And that one was located in Watsonville, California. That
probably an easier trek.
A little bit easier,
I mean,
a lot cheaper.
I was just going to say, as far as prize money, too, I would assume the Czech one was probably bigger, but this one probably had less cost.
First was, as always, seems to be this year, Paige Pierce.
Yeah.
She took home the victory by 2 strokes over Val Jenkins.
That's a pretty small margin for Paige Pierce. Usually she's like 10 strokes.
Yeah. But, I mean, then look at this. Third place, Sarah Holcomb and Jessica Weiss. Even.
Yeah. So
-9 and -11. They just destroyed everybody.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, Paige took home $880 for first. And, I mean, they probably spent close to, if not more than $1,000 just for their flight.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what Vanessa won.
Yeah.
Was $1,000. So, the women's side's still small. We just need to keep growing it and getting better. I mean, the more women that show up, the more money's in the pot.
Right.
So, I mean, you get more money in there. Log laughed at me. I know it did kind of sound funny, but I mean, it's true.
Shout out to the Flying Dutchman. I don't know if you remember. But
oh, what up, man? How's it going, dude? Thanks for hopping in.
And then so a couple of upcoming events now. The Masters Cup, which is the next national tour stop, presented by Innova, is in Santa Cruz, California.
Yeah.
So they don't have to go as far.
Nope. May 19th through the 21st. That's a nice 3-dayer. There will be live coverage of that, so I'm sure we'll be watching
Smashbox.
Because that's always fun.
Super fun,
We've been talking during it, too, which is always awesome.
I mean,
maybe we could coordinate and watch together.
The footage is a little bit clunky, but, I mean...
It's going to get better.
That's what I mean.
It's going to get better. And you think it's clunky now, dude? You should have been watching.
I can imagine,
even 3 years ago compared to now. Like, right now, I think it's amazing.
It's awesome. It is really cool to see. I mean, just the fact that they're giving
drones and flying around.
Yeah,
they're giving the sport like that.
Aerial, but getting it to where it's on the live feed. That's interesting. I wonder how go to do that.
It's tough, but like you said, all it takes is time, and and more eyes on the sport, and they're a big part of the reason why more people are watching it. Because we're able to watch it live.
Oh yeah,
it's such a cool aspect.
It's awesome, and then you got the live chat going like we do. So then you're talking with other people about disc golf during the show. So even if you're at home by yourself, you're still interacting.
You still feel like you're part of the community.
And it's a great thing, the disc golf community. But yeah, the Masters Cup last week, we all took our predictions of who we thought we was going to win on each side. So we'll see what ends up happening there. It's definitely going to be a good battle to see. But yeah, and another one coming up is an
locally.
Yeah, it's a local one. It's the AM Worlds Warm-Up number 2. It's presented by Iron Lion Disc Golf Supply, who is the host of the Amateur World Championships this upcoming year. It's happening in Milan, Illinois. It's Camden 1 and 2. You're going to do a round of each. It's a good time to get some practice in, especially if you've never played Camden 2 before.
You're going to see every type of disc golf hole you will see.
Yeah, I mean it's a beautiful course, very aesthetic,
very visual.
Yeah, it's you're gonna love it. It might eat your brain alive.
Yeah,
you might go out of there hating yourself.
Yeah, it's technical.
But just hunker down and learn that you need to hit your lines a little bit better next time. But I would definitely suggest go out there. It looks great because we got a local pro sponsored by Innova, Chris Sprague. He's the one who made the course, designed it. There are countless people that put in so much work at the Quad City disc golf scene to make the courses great, and we have a great area for it. So thank you to all the people that do the work around the area, because you guys make the courses worth going to and make our area noteworthy. for people to stop.
I was saying the people who love it really do appreciate how great we have it in this area for courses.
For sure.
But yeah, so to end the disc golf segment, we have we changed the name of it.
I don't know. We're kind of on the fly.
We're just batting it around.
Instead of disc of the week, we got the player of the week. We're gonna try to maybe change Jared's, make it a little more.
It's something about lips disc or
discing with lip or something a little different than just
tipping and discing or something.
Tipping and discing.
Just something. It's a disc or a
tip.
Lips tip of the week.
Lips tip of the week.
Tips lip of the week. I don't know. It's a working title, but what do you got this week, Lip?
Well, I kind of am smashing two of them together. You're
gonna melt two discs together?
Not really, but I'm doing the Excalibur as my disc of the week. It's a high-speed driver. I believe it's a 12, maybe a 13. I don't know. This is a pre-numbered one, so I'm not 100% positive on that for you. But it's very overstable. It's gonna fight the wind. But it's more beefy than my destroyers, so if there's more headwind than I'd like, or if I need to flick something and just want it to do what it's going to do, I'll use my Excalibur for it, just because it's very trustworthy. It's going to do exactly what you think it's going to do, and it's overstable. So any good spike hyzer shot you need to do for it. This is Star. I've had it for a while, but it's pretty.
Do you prefer the Star? Yeah, it feels really nice
like
for Star.
For Excalibur. I would assume that the champion would be a little more beefy.
I like that it's broken. This feels broken in. I love it. Nice. Right at the peak of.
Shout out to Dan Bridenstine. Got that one off of him back in the day. But it's one of my go-tos when it's really windy, and I really like it a lot.
Nice.
But
Sword in the Stone, the Excalibur.
But also, I initially was going to do the crow. We got a little video action of the crow that I did today. I had already done this disc. Didn't really realize it till afterwards. Producer Keith told me we had done it, but it's a smaller diameter. I just want to touch base on it again. I think it's a very underrated disc.
Yeah, I mean, you must like it if we're bringing it up again. So,
yeah, I mean, I really do like this Frisbee, and gosh, it flies so nice. They're slightly overstable. They're good for spike hyzers. It basically flies kind of like a rock or a shark. It's straight, hyzers off at the end. It's going to have a little beef there. It's just smaller diameter. So maybe if the rock feels a little too clunky in your hand, you don't like the feel of the bead on the rock, maybe you could switch to the crow. But I threw it a few times today, and for Dan, and I really liked it. Even Dan, when he threw, he's like, "Wow, that's more overstable than I thought it was going to be." And it definitely is. It'll shock you. I would suggest snagging one the next time you could.
Does it have enough to where you can really crank it?
Or you throw it with some hyzer and put it on it, and it's just going to hold your line. Did you have that video?
Oh yeah, let me pull that up for you.
Pull up the video, but the video of it, like you can see, I put it up. And try to go to that other scene where
I got
boom, dope. He knows what he's doing. Stop. But dude, yeah, I mean, you can put it on it, and it's gonna do its thing.
You can definitely feel the smaller diameter, though.
Yeah, I mean,
you really can.
You know,
it feels good because I have small hands in general, and like this feels good. Feels like you can really.
He's pulling up the video. Dan took a couple shots at work today when we were out in the field, and it ended up
on this one.
Oh, I didn't throw that thing up to that monitor. My bad. Sorry, Yingst. Gonna dock us when on our show.
So it's a mid range.
Yeah. It's a mid range.
Video's going right now, so
you can make it bigger if you want. Just put it over us, maybe. But yeah, you guys can get the idea, I assume. But yeah, it flies really good. I'm putting some good force behind it, and as you can see, I mean, it hyzers out. I mean, it holds its line right into the tree there. I was aiming for those trees, which is awesome. Wasn't trying to hit them, but then I did a little I did a nice Annie line towards it to show how. I mean, it'll flatten out for you nice.
That's really nice to have too. That nice and
then here, like,
float right in.
Yeah, it
seems pretty versatile then.
Yeah.
Really, for a mid-range, you can kind of do as you want.
Yeah, you can bend it and shape it to what you want. But even if you throw it flat like that, I mean, I threw it with a slight hyzer there, but it just, it fades off pretty good.
Yeah, that was very nice. Very nice. Good disc of the week. I like. Listen, we're gonna try to do more videos because that's cool.
I know.
Because then you can actually see it fly.
Yep,
and I think the video is cool because it shows it because you're against the tree line, so you can really see the disc and how it flies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a good spot back there.
Yeah, that'll wrap it up for Lip's tip of the drip disc of the week. And we're gonna do a little shuffling of people here for the gaming segment. But gaming segment's going to be jam-packed with all your favorites this week. We're going Overwatch. We got a couple of fun things to talk about with Overwatch. The Call of Duty release date came out, and we're going to kind of go over some of the sports games and just little in-depth
Special
things.
guest log.
The new Madden's coming out. We do have sports analyst and gaming expert log in with us in studio. So it's going to be a good one. So let's start out. Let's start out with Overwatch.
Are we doing Overwatch first?
Yeah, we'll start out with Overwatch.
Okay.
The 1 year anniversary event is coming. And what do we have to expect, Log?
So Overwatch released last year on May 24th and already has like 30 million current users or whatever, which is pretty crazy.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is that like PC?
That's just over everything. Yeah, it's Blizzard's $8 billion franchise, I think.
Oh my!
Well, Blizzard and Activision. Activision bought Blizzard now, so that's including all of Blizzard's stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Blizzard Activision is probably like one of the
Is
biggest.
Activision behind the new COD game?
They were behind the original Modern Warfare.
COD it's weird because of switches between Sledgehammer games and stuff. They kind of take turns. I don't exactly know all that. But so anyway, May 24th will be the 1 year anniversary, and nothing has been released yet officially.
Right.
But there's going to be an anniversary event at the end of this month. Season 4, the competitive season, will be ending this month, and probably. Once that ends, and in between when Season 5 begins, they'll do this anniversary event. And they're going to be... It's not going to be like the last one where they're going to do like a kind of PvE type mode or anything. But they're bringing back some of the old... Supposedly, this is all speculation. Nothing has been official yet. They're going to bring back skins from old events for people who didn't play right at the beginning because, they did the Olympics event last summer and then Halloween and stuff. So people like Yinks who got in on it late
in a little bit later.
So as of right now, they're saying there's going to be the data miners who have kind of hacked this mainframe and found out all this information. Says there's going to be over 100 possible new skins and emotes and voice lines and all that stuff. I don't know if that's taking into account the old ones that they've already done. But
that's a lot.
The fact that I have a shot of getting the Genji Olympics one, because there's a few skins that I missed.
Same here.
And the Olympics one, I mean, we probably wouldn't have a chance of getting that until. I mean, I would assume.
4 years.
Yeah, I would assume for the
summer
for the Winter Olympics they would do different ones, kind of. So that's going to be really good for people. They're also going to be doing a Game of the Year edition, which is going to replace the Origins edition, which is the only one you can get on PlayStation and on Xbox. And then it'll basically replace that. It's the same thing. You'll get the game. You'll get the 5 skins that come with the Origins edition. The Blackwatch ones, kind of the overgrown Bastion. It comes with 10 loot boxes, just free loot boxes right at the start. And then some other in-games items for other games, like a pet in World of Warcraft, and I think Tracer and Heroes of the Storm or whatever. So that'll be getting released. And people still are holding out that we might get Doomfist at the end of this month. I don't think so. I mean, everyone is always like, Doomfist is either coming out today or tomorrow. You know, it's one or the other. But so that'll be probably sometime. I've seen some stuff, people think it might be tomorrow. Tuesday is the reset day when they kind of release things and everything. The event is going to end June 5th. So if it was tomorrow, that'd give, 3 weeks or so?
Is that how long usually they are?
Events are usually 2-3 weeks, something like that. So
kind of the perfect. It's got to be either tomorrow or next.
I would be kind of surprised if they were just like, hey, because I mean they at least announced the Uprising event like
it's coming.
Before,
yeah, exactly.
Even though everyone already knew
just spur
it was coming.
Just
and
drop it on
so,
you real quick.
So for people, if for some reason you were thinking about buying some loot boxes or whatever, might hold off on that.
Yeah, definitely hold off.
I was playing with Yinkst earlier today.
He told me too.
He bought 50 loot boxes. I was like, Yinkst,
talk to him.
I was like, you gotta ask, man. But he's like, well, I'll just have to buy some more. So if you're looking to buy some loot boxes or anything, maybe.
I was even saying, because I had 1,000 coins saved up, and I was like, yeah, I'm looking to just kind of like.
Wanted to buy
I was like, yeah, I might just buy a random one, and then Log mentioned hey, probably hold off on that because you're gonna want those coins when all this new stuff comes out. So now I'm just hoarding all my coins.
And supposedly Hanzo, Symmetra, and Zarya are going to be getting Zarya.
Please,
Zarya really needs.
I saw that meme
some legendary.
The meme is hilarious.
This is where my legendary
Zarya should go.
Keith chimed in on the board and said, he said that's lame, and he said I like having skins.
I see that.
No one's has.
Well, yeah, I see his point, but then again, you have to think about. At least I feel like Blizzard's thinking of those people, the people that, like you said, the people that haven't had the game since it came out, are kind of feel like, well, man, I never had a shot, and now I can never get it. But I see the fact that we're like,
I see both.
You're one of the early guys, and you're like, hey, well, you snooze, you lose, because I was playing and I heard.
What about the one that you missed out on, Keith, on another event that you can get now?
Yeah, because I missed out on the McCree.
And I mean, that's what kind of really the gold guns are for. Like hey, showing hey, I got a gold gun. I mean, skins. I mean, you don't. If you get a skin in an event, it's not because you based off your skill and anything. You just got extremely lucky. You probably threw out some cash and got some boxes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I mean, Blizzard is. If they can make some more money,
absolutely.
If they can bring some skins back, if they know people are going to buy them, I mean, they're going to do it.
It totally makes sense to me.
And I'm going to buy some boxes.
Yeah,
I
will do that too.
Keep throwing all my money at Blizzard.
So some cool stuff. I mean, that's some cool stuff to look for Overwatch. But then we have a little, for the next 4 weeks, including today's show, we're going to kind of list. I mean, we've always done what's your favorite, what's your best, because it's fun just to kind of talk about Overwatch a little bit more.
Yeah.
So
we all love it.
Yeah, I mean, this week we're going to do our favorite or who we think our best DPS character is / offensive character.
Ian,
we'll do.
What? No one cares. Ian said just won a diamond ranked game with no healers. 2 people throwing on our team.
I didn't even know Ian played.
If they can make more money.
Hey,
what's the playoff?
He plays on PS4 with all the garbage people.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. Ian, so wait, you're diamond? Dude. Crazy.
That's wild that he didn't have healers.
That's not that. All right, Ian, you suck.
Yeah, best DPS character.
Ooh,
in my opinion, just as far as how easy he is to play and how versatile he is, and just last night I had my best kill streak I've ever had in Overwatch with him. Soldier 76.
Really? What was it?
28.
Damn.
I sat at
That's pretty good.
I was in Hanamura, and I was on that, where you run up the little side thing in the main back row.
Are you attacking or defending?
Attacking.
Okay.
The side heal with just the little heal box.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there and no one saw me, and just raining bullets. Just because he has a pretty decent sized clip. The damage is huge. He's accurate. Helix rocket by healers, because I always just shoot him in the back where you see a Mercy run around. You can clip him, and then he has his own healing device too. So I just think overall he's easy to play. His damage is high. He's fast. He has the running ability. I don't know. I think he's the.
If there's a fair on the other team, you almost.
Yeah, that's you have 76 is the best way to go about it. So long.
Ian says Soldier.
Yeah, I mean, just as far as, like I said, easy to play, high damage, has his own healing, and he's really fast.
My favorite attack hero is kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm going to go with Genji. He is not an easy character to play. He's probably one of the toughest characters to play. And
hopping all over the
He
place.
used to be my main, but I've kind of lost my touch with him because I just play support every single time. Every single game, no one wants to heal.
Yep, it seems like I'm either DPS or like
if you're a real OG gamer, you're gonna play the healer because you don't want to lose the game.
You gotta do what you gotta do with the team.
Like Ian, you've gamed for so long. The fact that you didn't hop on a healer, like, come on.
Yeah, you gotta bite the bullet sometimes if you want your team to succeed.
But Genji, I mean, if you have a good Genji on your team, I mean, they can carry the team like nothing. It's just unless you have something on the other team like a Winston or I guess someone really really good like who can track a Genji really good as they're jumping all over.
It's hard.
He's about to get a little tiny buff with something with his wall climb. They're making it just a little more player friendly or something.
Really?
Yeah,
that's Hanzo.
Well,
Hanzo
also getting. They're making it so where Hanzo can pull an arrow back,
and then
climb up a wall, and jump off, and still have it notched back, and turn and shoot.
What?
Yeah, it's gonna be
crazy.
Damn.
Yeah,
Ian has
Genji
20 hours on Mercy just this.
Look at him trying to brag.
I'm not healing for people who are throwing.
But that's good.
Daddy Fat Sacks holding his ground.
What do you got, Lip? Who's your DPS?
Mine was also Soldier 76.
Tell us a little bit why.
I just
every time I watch you stream, you play 76 every time.
I mean, I'm either 76 or Lucio. It seems like. If I'm doing a comp, if I'm in a comp,
because you feel comfortable. Yeah,
because I feel comfortable. I feel like I can do the most damage and benefit the team the most. Run around. You have that
the
healer
healer's so nice.
drop.
Yeah,
I mean,
it helps your teammates.
I love
as well.
Ever since I'm telling you, World of Warcraft. When I changed to my druid, that ruined me because I was able to heal myself.
Oh,
now anything I do, I want to have somebody that can heal himself.
Heal yourself. Roadhog, dude.
I love Roadhog because he can heal himself. I love Bastion because he can heal himself.
Reaper can heal himself as long as you're killing people.
As long as you're.
I like Reaper. I like May. Like
that's
really good. She's fun too.
We'll go.
Not very defensive.
We'll go over our favorite defensive, favorite support.
What did
every week we're gonna go over.
Keith had 76.
And he plays Pharaoh way more.
That's what I said. I said when we talked about doing this, I was like, Keith's going to pick Pharaoh.
Let's tease that.
He's basically a Pharaoh main.
Each week we're going to go over a different class, like the defense,
just the roles.
The support. Our favorite, who we think is the best why. So be sure to be thinking of your guys as your own out there.
Yeah, and I mean, it's tough. It's tough to say who's the best why because I mean, it all depends on the map, the other team. Team makeup. I mean, if you're good enough with McCree, you can't replace soldiers.
But I like McCree too, and I like playing Farah too.
Every now and then, when I get randoms and I get Tracer, I'll just go.
Tracer.
If I didn't say Genji, I probably would have said Tracer.
She's literally a gnat. You're like, God.
Yeah.
And then you're like, where'd she go?
It's like,
you finally do like.
There's a Tracer behind me. Yep, there's a Tracer killing me.
You get a few pops on her, and you're like, nice. I got her a little bit, and she's like, nope, see ya, full health, and you're like, okay.
When you're Roadhog and you land that hook on a Tracer,
that's the best
feeling.
Yes. Overwatch. Yes. But yeah,
I really want to play some Overwatch.
I know. Every time, because we end with the gaming segment, and once we leave, I'm like, let's play some Overwatch. But yeah, so let's get into a little bit of sports games, because other than like
this is a sports podcast.
This is a sports podcast and or YouTube show. So let's get into a little bit of some sports games that are coming out. Some sports games that haven't come out for a certain system. And I've been playing a lot of a specific sports game, a specific type. So we'll get into that too. Log, start us off. What do you got for Madden?
You want to do Madden?
Yeah, let's do Madden.
Okay, so I think it was last week. They just announced Madden 18. Tom Brady is going to be on the cover. The Patriots are playing with fire. This is 2 years back-to-back that they've had a player on the cover. You know, the whole Madden curse, blah, blah, blah.
Gronk got hurt.
Gronk did. His year got shortened last year and everything. Didn't affect him very much, but Martellus Bennett, what's up?
Yeah, for sure.
But, so they just announced that. That's coming out August 25th, I believe they said. And they haven't shown much. They released like a minute and a half kind of teaser trailer or whatever. We'll see more at E3 coming up here in the middle of June. But one thing that they have shown that I'm really excited for, they're going to be adding some sort of story mode. I don't know what it is in FIFA, but it's supposed to be along the lines of FIFA, where it's kind of cinematic. You start with like a young player, and you got to go through the combine and everything, and that's something I've been really craving in Madden. The last few years have been really, really lacking a like my player, my career kind of thing. In last year's Madden, if you wanted to make a character, you just picked the position you wanted to be, and then you picked what team you wanted to be on. You didn't even go through a draft or anything. Really, really stupid in my opinion.
That's the funnest part. Is wondering and waiting and seeing.
Yeah. And so they can show me nothing else for this year's Madden as long as I know there's some sort of story mode where you go through the combine and the draft and everything, and I am sold. But they're doing it's called the GOAT edition, greatest of all time. Tom Brady's on it,
and they have a GOAT that's like in the game.
Yeah, you can play as a GOAT. But and so they haven't really announced anything with that. If there's going to be any special features or anything, blah blah blah. But again, we'll be hearing more and more. It's coming out August 25th, which is going to be on us in no time, really, if you think about it. So new Madden coming out.
Yeah, we have the official trailer, the teaser right here.
Yeah, go ahead and pull it up. A few things I've saw. For the first time, they're adding coverage assignments. So real quick, you could set like, hey, I want Richard Sherman covering Julio Jones the whole game. Like it's supposed to be real quick, just one of the press deep or whatever, just something like that.
A quick deep
quality of life things, improving the Ultimate Team. They're never going to get rid of that. That's
awesome.
Huge money pit for that.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're updating the presentation. It kind of shows Brady like running out on the field, like through all the smoke and everything.
That's one thing that I feel like Madden has done pretty well is like when you're sitting there behind the center and like the stadium noise and the stadium vibe and the feels are all different for each stadium, and it just feels good. The colors are really vibrant. The hits are the sounds, and I feel like each year they just keep making it better. It's awesome.
Got the Frostbite engine, which is going to be good. Graphics are going to keep getting better and better. So I'm excited for Madden.
This is actually a Madden that I might buy. I haven't bought a Madden in a while.
Yeah, that looks like something I honestly.
I love the Ultimate Team aspect, and I love the. Isn't there like a sort of a fantasy thing you can do of some sort? I talked to Brandon where you can enter an online league with your friends, all draft your own teams, and then play each other in like an inter-league.
Like have like an online season and everything.
Yeah. So like we could all everybody who's in our fantasy football league, if they all had Madden, we could all do a draft and have our own teams and then actually play with them.
And then you have like a certain number of days to like play your game.
Oh yeah,
or whatever,
I think that's.
I've never done it, but I mean I know
that's really cool.
I think we all should get it.
I won't because I don't want to play log. I don't want to lose.
Well, we can still all be in the league. We can fight for second place.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm still a little scarred from the last time I played.
Oh, you're right.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody gets one.
Like Spider-Man.
They said they need to bring back blitz games so I can fold dudes.
Yeah, I don't think in this PC society that we can have a blitz game where people. They're clearly late hits, and you're punching people in the face.
That does remind me. Another thing I did see. There's different game styles you can do. There's going to be 3 different ones, and one is going to be an arcade style where the description is over-the-top action filled with spectacular plays, lots of scoring, and limited penalties. And then there's going to be one simulation, play true to the players' team ratings with authentic NFL rules and gameplay and stuff like that. So the arcade kind of sounds like it's geared towards me. I play on Pro. Specifically because I want to have 80-yard touchdown runs and get interceptions and stuff like that. And so
that's what makes it fun.
It's nice that they're giving you the option. If hey, you want it super realistic, maybe defensive battle, you know what? Screw it. Let's get 50 points and see what happens.
Those are the funnest games when you score and do it as much as possible. Yeah, so Madden's coming up August 25th. 25th. I think that Madden always does well, but we'll see if Brady can.
He can avoid the curse.
Yeah, if he can avoid the curse.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so another sports game I've played, and it's sort of been a big week for FIFA because if you do play FIFA Ultimate Team, the Team of the Season players were just released, I believe, on Friday. Some awesome players, really. I mean, like I said, if you play FIFA at all, when you're opening these packs and you see
what's the game style again?
Just FIFA Ultimate Team, FUT, and then type in FUT TOTS, FUT. So the team of the season players are coming out. It's like very like sought after. Like these packs come out and there's only like a certain amount of them that they release, and then people just buy and buy. A guy that I watch on Twitch, I believe he's like the #1 FIFA streamer, and I was watching him the day the packs came out. He spent $500-600 on FIFA points and just sat there and just one after a number, just packs on packs on packs. And what's funny is watching them do that. I'm just sitting there like, man, I gotta get some of these packs, man. Like, because like he's getting these. Obviously, he's opening all these packs, and of course, you're going to get great players when you open these packs. But I mean, I tried not to spend too much money, but I did get the team of the season Pereira, center defensive mid. He's rated as the 3rd best team of the season player, so super pumped about that. The center back Vertonghen, Tottenham, that's a great card. People are also loving the Portugal. I believe the Bruma and the Martins card because of their 98 pace. And if you know anything about FIFA, I mean, as far as pace goes, that's as high as it gets unless you have like the team of the year Ronaldo or Messi. I mean, 98 pace for a left and right mid, that's exactly what you want. So the team of the season was pretty successful. I know some people were a little bit bummed that some of the stats weren't exactly what they were looking for. But as a whole, I mean, that Vertonghen card, the Carnival card is really good. The Vieira card people love. So a lot of great cards that came out. But I've just been, once this team of the season, these packs and these players came out, and like I actually got one, it just makes you want to just keep building your team, which makes it so fun because it's so truly yours. Because when you open a pack, you go through each one, you look at each stat individually and see the way it benefits your team. So it's really, really addicting, and I see why FIFA is such a huge moneymaker when it comes to this style of play.
The Ultimate Team.
The Ultimate Team, it just rakes in money.
Across all their sports games,
it has
to bring in
Ultimate Team is such a great idea because you can get these packs without buying money, or without buying FIFA points. But
can you get them on like the auction? Like, can you then
that
one that you got?
Yeah,
can you then
you can sell it, and
it
makes you can make boatloads of coins or whatever once you get them. Which is what a lot of the Castro, check him out on Twitch. I mean, I love watching him because of his ability to just buy as many packs as he wants.
He just sits there and opens packs all day.
It's addicting.
He's watching soccer off screen, and then he's just opening packs.
That's all he does. And then when he plays, he's actually really good, too. I mean, he's got the best players you can get. But a lot of times, he's looking for... See, I just look for... Like, if I got any of these guys, I would build a roster around him. When it comes to him,
there's that one guy you played who had like the whole real.
Oh yeah. You can spend if you spend enough money, you can do whatever you want in this game. It's just a matter of how much money you're willing to spend. So I mean, I spent a little bit of money, but then again, I did get some cool characters. And it's gonna keep me coming back because seeing that blue with the gold around it is just a great feeling.
Gives you a little rush.
It does. It gives you
the blood going.
And when you see that pack open up, you're like,
what I get?
Yes! There's like confetti flying everywhere. And
damn it! I already got that guy.
Yeah, they give you a 79 like goalkeeper, and you're like, God damn. But no. And also, cause I put a little note here. Shout out to Chelsea for winning the English Premier League this year. Kind of a resounding victory. I mean, Tottenham had an awesome team. People are thinking that next year the Spurs are going to really push it for the title, but I mean, Chelsea was just a juggernaut all year, so shout out to them for winning the Premier League. But yeah, I almost put it up like we're done. A couple more things. One thing me and Log were talking about at lunch today was MLB The Show. I mean, it does well for the PS4 platform, but they don't make it for the Xbox.
Yeah,
so it's
weird.
Like Xbox has no baseball games, 0. So I guess
it does. It has
RIB
baseball, which is more of like an arcadey kind of style,
I see.
not at all like the MLB Show.
Realistic.
And so everything that everyone kind of hates it. Basically.
Yeah, I mean, and from what I've heard, people love The Show. That's like a really big game for PS4. And like, like we were saying, like Xbox has a marketplace for baseball, so I would wonder, is there some agreement? There has to be, obviously, an agreement with.
Well, from what I found, there was MLB 2K, their version that got canceled in 2014, I think it was. That was on Xbox and PlayStation. In 2006, I think it was, Sony started making MLB The Show. It's straight up just made and developed by Sony.
Okay,
they made it. And so then once 2K got canceled, it's really only been 3 years that Xbox hasn't had a good baseball game or whatever. I found an article. The head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, was doing like an interview or whatever, and someone asked him if they'd ever get a baseball game, and he said they would love to bring one back or whatever. It's just,
I think it would sell. I mean, I think it would.
It's just
well.
Like who would make it? Like EA maybe? Like would it have to be one of their own companies?
Because then why couldn't they do the same thing that they do with FIFA and Madden, and like they just bring in this Ultimate Team thing and you have a constant money generator?
I don't understand it.
Because I feel like people who really do love baseball, like I feel like they would eat that up. That's why people love the FIFA Ultimate Team so much, is because soccer is such a niche sport. Like if you played it or if you're around it at all, you're addicted to it. It's an addiction. It really is. And like watching games and like seeing how players play and like these team of the season packs and team of the week and player of all these things collective. I feel like you could just put that into an MLB game and you're getting all those people who are diehard MLB guys spending money on your packs, opening up packs, getting a legend Derek Jeter card, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, that's a great card!" And then you can play with him. Like it works. It works. Yeah, you make money on everything else. Make some more money. I'll buy it and play it. So yeah. So that's pretty much all we got. Oh, we have a little note here. COD, the new Call of Duty, is supposed to release on November 3rd. So I feel like that's kind of always when COD's release, isn't it? It's
always November.
It seems like it's always been November. So be looking out for that. Look out for Madden. FIFA Ultimate Team, play it. If you want to play with me, hook me up. Let's do it. Let's lock it in. But yeah. That's gonna do it for us today. Shout out to Keith for helping us the first part. He had to leave towards the end, but Lip filled in for him. And thanks to Log for sitting in with us today too. And hopefully we see you next week, coming with some other Overwatch stuff, and we'll just recap NBA and everything like we always do. So hope to see you guys then, and thanks for viewing today.
Go Bears.
And Bulls, even though, yeah.
Go Bears.